Hey everybody. So we're back for another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Um Season 6, episode 24, Roger that. Okay, with no clear ending in sight. I tried to Google when this show was over, but I couldn't find if you're watching this video, first of all, I just want to thank everybody once again for your views, for liking the video, subscribing to the channel. And if you're watching this, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Um, yeah, so I saw my makeup on, just came back from somewhere. Anyway, so we get this episode starting off with Nell and Fletcher. Now they're out dancing with each other in the spot that's apparently her favorite spot. But nobody else was there except for one older gentleman at the bar in the back. Oh, I mean, I guess that's a very intimate setting, but I was just kind of like, okay. Anyway, because I just feel like when that happens, people, the cook in the back is not gonna break their necks to make sure your food is hot and nothing like that. Anyway, so Fletcher is still on Martell being in the house. I don't know why that shit cracks me up, but Fletcher is not fucking with him because when she brought up Martell, she asked him how it was work, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm doing this, but it's hard to sell a house with Martell." I said, "Oh shit!" He is not letting up, and I'm so glad because Martell needs somebody to be in his motherfucking ass. Anyway, so she told Fletcher about their talk. Okay, I refuse to believe this is the first time they're having this conversation, but nevertheless, and him being mad at Mel for changing her name, and she brought up how he was like, "You need to pick a side," and Nell and Chris were like, Chris Fletcher made it very clear, we're not picking sides. He was like, he's on that bullshit again. We're not doing that. We met them together. It's just what it is, right? So Nell told him about the conversation and how he got loud with her. And Fletcher said, "What do you mean he got loud?" I said, "Oh, shit." He was like, "Do I need to talk to him?" And now you should have said yes. Go kick his ass because I ain't appreciate that fucking shit. Okay. So she's telling Fletcher about how he was telling her to hold Mel accountable, and she said, "But like, hold her accountable for what? For what? Like, you don't ever tell us what it is." And then she said that he said it was for her infidelity. And Fletcher, the way he looked up at her from even drinking that water was just like I know you don't believe that bullshit. And then proceeded to roll his eyes. I mean, he just had that look like that's bullshit. Like, it's bullshit too. And I don't believe it. Nobody believes that. So why does Fletcher look uncomfortable? Like, I was looking at him at the table. He just looks uncomfortable listening to Nell's bullshit on their date. I feel like he's over having these cameras around him and his wife constantly, but he wants her to be happy. So he puts up with it. That's what I think. But that's also why I like him, because he know when to shut up instead of gossiping like a bitch like the rest of these motherfuckers. Anyway, so Stormy and Tiffany meet up at some little eclectic candle store or knickknack store, whatever it was. Anyway, she's getting thank you gifts for all the people at the baby reveal who helped her put it together. I said, that sorry ass crew who didn't finish decorating or cooking in time, that's who you can't thank you kiss for? But okay then. So Tiffany manages to bring up Kiki because she's a messy bitch. And she manages to say, who would have known Kiki could be so irrelevant and relevant at the same time? Stormy was like, I wish y'all would stop. Okay? So Stormy called her out. And you know what? Tiffany is so long overdue. I really feel like for an ass whooping. Okay, so Stormy was like, first of all, you did that Carlos King interview, and it was shady. It was shady. And Stormy told her exactly what she did and what she said. She was clear. Okay? Tiffany's in the confessional talking about, I can't tell whose side she's on. Like, are her and Kiki cooking up something on me behind my back? No, bitch, that's what you do. That's what you do. And if they did, fuck it. I don't care because I don't like you. Anyway, bitch, that's all you do is talk shit about people behind their back. So fuck you. So now I'm going to tell you. I don't fuck with Stormy like that. And anybody who's watched me knows I don't fuck with Stormy like that. But she got Tiffany's ass together. Like, she checked her with clear examples, okay? Yeah, she was getting checked like yes and motherfucking no. So anyway, you could tell Tiffany is used to people letting her be a bitch. And she hasn't been around anybody that has beat her ass for running her fucking mouth. Like, while she was talking, and somebody just punched the shit out of her. Because that's really what she needs. I really hope that's what she gets, too. Otherwise, she would know when to shut the fuck up. Because she don't have no boundaries. So she looked like she wanted to cry when Stormy was checking. She looked like she wanted to fall out into tears. Okay, she looked like them tears were welling up in her eyes. When Stormy was checking her. And Stormy was checking her, but still using her inside voice, like, you know, we in the store, so I don't want to act like that. And she did warn her. She was like, I think you keep messing with somebody like Kiki, and she gonna fight you. This is what it is. This is what it is. This is what it is. But Stormy, please stop with this. I feel like y'all could be cool. Tiffany is a bitch picking on Kiki because she thinks she's easy prey because she had, you know, an addiction issue. And she's about to get fucked up. I don't think Kiki wants to fuck with Tiffany. I think Tiffany knows exactly who Kiki is. Their kids played together. That's why she can still talk about what neighborhood are they in, this, that, and the other. The only reason why you could even have an inkling of that is because y'all did have a relationship. At least well enough to know each other if your sons are playing for the same team. So cut it the fuck out. And when somebody does me like that, like try to get new on me like that, that's all I need to know. At 35, that's all I need to know. You don't get multiple chances. And I will pay you dust. I will act like you don't motherfucking exist. I can be standing right next to you. I'm going to say a motherfucking word to you. Trust me, I will ignore you so hard it will make you cry. Trust, I've done it. Okay, anyway. So I just felt like the nerve of Tiffany to accuse Stormy of stirring the pot. I was like, first of all, because that's all Tiffany does. So you a fake ass bitch anyway. So Tiffany is seriously saying to us, like, why are y'all surprised? Shady isn't new for me. I didn't think that what I said or did was that bad. That's the fucking problem. That's the problem. So Stormy asked her, was there anything like she said about Kiki's move? And she was like, but did you say anything shady or potentially shady about like why they're moving, this and the other? She was like, why would I bring her up? First of all, Stormy, you know good and damn well Mel and Kiki had that conversation about Tiffany talking shit about her moving. You just acted like... Because honestly, though, to bring up that Mel told Kiki that would be even messier. But we know you talk to Mel. Don't nobody else on this cast really fuck with you like that. You see them at events, but we know you talk to Mel. So I know it's true. And if it ain't, your reputation precedes you. So it is what it is. So she asked her about what she had said about her hair products. And Tiffany was like, I didn't say anything about your hair products. I actually ran out of 2 of them. And Stormy was like, oh, thank you. That doesn't mean Tiffany didn't say it, though. She may not have, but it doesn't mean that she didn't. Because Tiffany lies and is messy about everything. And I could see her just talking shit for the sake of just being mean and just being a bitch, even if she didn't feel that way, just to, like, get under somebody's skin. Anyway, so Mel at her party, her name changes ceremony. The party looks very well put together, a bit pretentious, but nevertheless, we're going to go with it. So Nell can hardly walk down that driveway, child. I don't... Now, I'm sure you and Fletcher had your problems, but he's a good man for not laughing at you and helping you across the way. I don't think those shoes would be good on any other occasion. But considering there's a lot of rock roads and things like that in that area, don't wear them no more. Anyway, so Mel and Van, her mother, both look beautiful. That's it. And Mel has her mother's whole face. I think it is very emotional, even as I heard them talking to each other and as Mel started crying, because the divorce, although it has happened, it's like a death. It's like a part of you is removed. Like changing your name is a big deal. So Mel walks down the aisle like a bride would be walking. So that had me kind of like, but okay then. And Mel clearly knows her backyard because them steps that she was making were in sync. Like, I am not about to fall at this ceremony. They ain't about to catch me on camera. It was nice and slow, okay? She said, y'all won't embarrass me. So I think it was good. I actually thought it was good that her pastor was there, because oftentimes we see church leadership, at least the way it's depicted, Because I didn't grow up in no conservative church like that, but at least the way it's depicted on TV and other places, as conservative. And I think having a black male pastor supporting a black woman who left a bad marriage and changing her name back was a good thing to see. For me, it was. Because we often get a lot of finger shaking black men from the pulpit at black women, how they, whatever. But I thought that was a good example, and I think that was nice to me to see. So it was extra. The whole ceremony was extra. The party was extra. But I get it. She went through a very painful public divorce, and quite frankly deserves to have a very public, joyous name-changing party, okay? That's not nearly, I think she deserves that. Okay, you do it the way you want to do, Mel. So, she has a lot of family there. She didn't really have cast members there. It was just Nell and Fletcher or whatever, which I think was good. I'm glad she didn't invite Kimmy or nobody like that, because Kimmy will turn sometimes, and I like Kimmy, but Kimmy will jump on the side of men a little too quickly for me a lot of times. Anyway, so Mel already knew when Nell asked her to the side that she was on some bullshit. Okay? And she was clearly very discerning, because she was absolutely right. So Nell starts telling her about how she met up with her ex-husband, Martell. And Mel's in the confession like, why are you telling me about him? I'm sitting up here trying to celebrate not being with him. Why are you telling me about him? So, then she's telling him Martell stopped by their house with 2 bottles of wine, and she had mentioned about this name ceremony, which the fuck you did not have to bring up, like I said last week. The way Mel was like, okay. That was okay in the sound of, please stop telling me this bullshit because I don't fucking care, okay? All right? Stop talking to me. I don't want to make a show at my party, and you're doing fuck shit right now, okay? All right? So then she starts telling Mel how he was mad about the name change, how he gave her the name, and that's where she said, he gave me the name. She was like, oh no. I was me long before I met him, okay? Now that's where she wasn't gonna have it. All right, and that she cheated on him and all this other stuff. And she said he's such a liar. And she was like, I'm here to have a celebration. I'm not here for this. So let's go eat. She ended that shit, and I don't blame her. Then she was in the confessional and said, he didn't make me. I was Melody long before I met him, and now. 2 snaps. I said, go off, Mel. Go off. Don't let the devil steal your joy, because Martell did all that extra shit and told Nell all that shit to get her worked up to hopefully go to that party and fuck it up. And Nell tried. But Mel said the devil has won enough battles for now. He ain't gonna win this one, and I know that's right. Anyway, so Stormy and the COO of Canvas Beauty, all right, Kyle, all right, he's helping her move the product further. She wants to kind of take a step back. I guess not do so much day to day or whatever. So Canvas will be 5 years old soon. And she said because a lot of businesses don't last 5 years. I think maybe it's an average of like 3. Why was that painting of Courtney in the back? Was I the only one that noticed that on the canvas? It just seemed awkwardly placed. Anyway, apparently she almost lost the business, the products in her house. Kyle was like, I think you need to realize how important that is. Because he came in at a critical point where everything was, but I said her house. I said, maybe that's why she got on the show, to get advertising, to really push this product and get it back together. I said, she almost lost that very nice house. I couldn't get over that. I said, you were going to blow Courtney's money like that? Anyway, he was like, we have to make sure we get rid of the snakes. There were people forging her signatures and stealing money from the company. And yeah, that's stressful. And then she was, still on bed rest after having a baby. And even Courtney talked about how rough that was for him just to watch her go through that. And maybe had she shared this story on the show sooner, especially considering it was happening in real time, I think maybe we could have looked at her a bit differently, or I could have, but I probably still wouldn't like her, but I at least have a little more sympathy for her. All right, anyway, so Nell and Fletcher are having a family dinner. They have 4 children. I figured they had children, but I didn't really know. They had 1 each when they met each other. She said she doesn't like to talk about blended families or whatever. She just kind of sees it as a family. And I think that's a good approach. And I think however people see it, that's fine. And their kids were like 1 years old when they met each other. So they've been, all of these people have been in each other's lives for too long, to be anything else. And then they have two children that they had together. So then there's also Kiki, who is the niece, because we definitely need somebody else on here with either an M name or the same name or a rhyming name. Nell and Mel, Mel Martell, Marceau Maurice, Kiki's, like, what is going on down there? Can y'all switch it up for us so we can remember these people right? So she worked for Nell, niece Kiki. She worked for Nell, and Nell had to fire her. Okay. Then she got another job after that and got fired from that one. Now, Nell only knows about this Chris told her. And so she asked her about why she got fired from the other job. And she said, I didn't have childcare. Now, we don't know exactly why Nell fired her originally, but I have a feeling for some reason that it's probably more than childcare, especially seeing that Nell owns a daycare. Niece Kiki, you ain't telling the whole story somewhere, but okay. And she was like, well, first of all, I don't appreciate the fact that Fletcher knew and you had not told me anything. And she was like, well, I didn't I told him because he's cool. And honestly, I didn't want to hear your mouth. I said, Nell, you do carry on a bit. And honestly, I'm not going to even judge you with the kids, the niece, in the same way. Because as a mother, mothers take on a lot of stress. But because of the way I've seen you handle or mishandle situations with males specifically, so somebody outside of your family, but who's younger than you and who saw you as a friend, I still play that park scene over. I felt like that was so insensitive, woman to woman. I try to give women benefit of the doubt, but no, I don't like you. But I've said that before. So to me, it's telling that the kids prefer to go to their dad instead of their mother. Like in my family, and I think it probably, I would actually guess in most families, kids tend to go to their mother before they go to their father. I know we do. Okay. Like I go to my mother about stuff. So, but Fletcher listens. He listens well, which is why a lot of people also go to their mothers because they tend to be more understanding. But Fletcher listens. He does not talk and run his mouth like the Martells and Marceaus of the world. He listens and he manages to control his facial expressions in a way where even if he's thinking something, it's not completely obvious on his face. He's not going to, start hollering and shit. And not all men are like that. And for this to be, their family, not all the kids are biologically his, and that's who they're going to. Sometimes that's the case. But I think women take that harder when they're not the first person to go to as mothers than I think men do as fathers. And I just think, honestly, some men just prefer not to know every damn thing. But anyway, Nell is at the table and she fussing. And Nell, you kind of making the case on why they won't tell you. I'm sorry. And let me just say this. All those kids look like they're Fletcher's kids. Whether they're his biological kids or not, all those kids to me look like they belong to Fletcher. I don't know why, but I kept looking at them kids and I was like, what do you mean it's not there? Anyway, so they start talking about their son, okay, who got himself into some trouble with the law. And things happen, life happens to all of us. And if you're black, anybody who pretends like they don't know somebody who hasn't had running with the laws is a goddamn liar. Okay? It is 1 degree of separation. We already know how that go. Anyway, so Fletcher and Nell, when he got locked up, took his dogs. And apparently one of the dogs were really, really sick. And they had to pay a vet bill. And it was like $3,800. I said, that's more than rent. What the hell? But, the vet bills be high. And then their son's bail was only what? $2,200 more? And that was $6,000. And they were like, He not getting them dogs back. We're keeping those dogs until we get our money. Period. Like, that's the trade. We paid all this money. When you give us your money back, because Fletcher was like, it's our child. We love him. We were not going to leave him in jail. But he also not getting them dogs back. And they start fussing about, this and that. And I said, I know that's right. Like, you can get somebody out of trouble, but you don't just be handing them everything. Was it me? Or did it seem like that family dinner just kind of went completely left for no reason? Like, the daughter tried to intervene and say something, and Nell just lost it and was banging on the table. Now, the food did look good. But, like, to me, y'all couldn't wait to go at this. Maybe just even first around the kitchen and then go sit down. Or wait till everybody was done with dinner and then fight. Like, I just needed a little bit more structure to this. And Fletcher just sitting there eating like he always does. Cool as a cucumber. I don't know how he does it. But I will say I like him on the show. I like having a man who don't run his mouth like a woman. And just coast. He can get people together, but he doesn't go out of his, like, character. He'll check you. But I appreciate Fletcher being on the show. But that's all I had to say about Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'll see y'all tomorrow for Potomac. And that's it. See you soon. Bye.